सर नमस्कार, प्रणाम फ्रॉम कैवल्यधाम लोनावला।
नमस्कार नमस्कार सुबोध जी, बड़ा अच्छा लगा आपसे मिलके। सुप्रभात।
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And I have heard so many good things happening under your guidance and leadership about the research with the Ayurvedic medicines. काफी अच्छा चल रहा है सर, तो आपका अभिनंदन। So we are launching a program called Yoga for Young Minds because abhi students are at home. And I thought it's a very good idea to get a guidance from someone like you who has decades of experience and wisdom. So I have two questions which I would request your views on. One is, sir, in today's time, this generation is very savvy with internet, of course, and so whatever they want to find out, they first option is go to the net and find out the source of information. Unfortunately, many times that information is taken as the holy gospel or the truth, which is problematic sometimes. So I would like to know your views on how to deal with such a situation.
Okay, so I have a very good question you have asked, because today, and I must congratulate you for choosing this theme, young and minds. Actually, both these terms are very important, and I would like to share some views with these young minds who are listening to us today. And what you are talked about is very important. Today we have a tendency to go to Google Guru for every information. But here I would like to tell my friends, that Google Guru is not the right term, because in Indian pedagogy, there are various levels of learning and there are various levels of teachers also. So Guru is the ultimate level of a teacher. I think to reach Google to that level, it's going to take a lot of time. So Google at present, at the most, you can say that Google is taking the place of Adhyapak. Adhyapak is one who gives information. The next step of this is Upadhyaya. Upadhyaya is a one who combines information with knowledge. The third stage of this is Acharya. And Acharya is combining again information, knowledge, and skills. So all that I'm telling you is sequential and additional, not replacing. The fourth stage is Pandit. So information, knowledge, skills, and Pandit will add deep insights to it. And the fifth is Drashta. So information, knowledge, skills, deep insights combined with vision and criticality of thinking. Criticality of thinking, that is very, very important when we are learning something. And the last stage is Guru. Guru is the one who will awaken you. Guru is the one who will show the path from darkness to light. So all that, maybe Google is evolving and Google Guru may evolve at some time, later in future. But today, I think you have to really be very, very selective. When you are reading information, you are all surrounded. You have to see that, you have to know that we all are surrounded by fake news creators. And not only fake news creators, but also wrong information creators, misleading information creators. And many times we have a tendency to believe that what we are reading on the internet sites is true, which is not so. So I would advise all our young friends that please be very, very careful and choosy, and choose the information source from the right authentic source, such as Kaivalyadham. If you want to know a very correct and authentic information about yoga, go to Kaivalyadham website, interact with Kaivalyadham mentors there. I'm sure these online services Kaivalyadham will be offering. And there are many such credible sources of information. I would say that selecting such credible sources is very, very vital today.
Thank you so much, sir. And actually, it makes a lot of sense because getting the past structure and how it is applicable today is a very, very interesting way you have put it. My second question, sir, today, of course, a lot of attention has been drawn on physical health, which is a good idea. But there is also this whole concept of yoga, which says that yoga's chitta vritti nirodha, that it is about the mind in a very broad sense. And therefore, this program actually we wanted to highlight the aspect of mind. So I would like to know from your view and your narration to the students that how do you make them understand the importance of mind as far as
Subodhji, you have asked a very, very loaded question. You know, it's a very loaded question, but extremely important as well. And I must admit that I am a beginner on this path as well. So what I would share is my own views and my own experiences dealing with it, and would look for many other masters to enlighten on this subject. But I feel that what question you have started asking is very, very correct. That our focus is more on physical body. Health meaning, if you go to WHO definition, it talks about various levels, you know. But our focus is on physical, all said and done. And therefore, we talk about medicines. And in the therapy or treatment, I must tell our young friends that there are various levels, you know. The first level, what is generally known, is called as pharmacological intervention. These pharmacological interventions are such interventions which you take by way of some kind of a physical substance as drug. You take drug, you know, or you take some therapy, some physical form, you know, and that is causing some kind of a changes in your body. For example, in your body, if you have an infection, there is a bacteria or virus, then you have a drug which will selectively kill that bacteria and virus. That is pharmacological intervention. Or you have a hypertension and you have in your heart something called beta blockers. You give some drugs which will block those receptors, you know, and these beta blockers will then change the functioning of heart positively and slow down the hypertension, and such conditions can be controlled. So this is how the drug receptor mechanism works, you know. So the receptor is something wherein the drug can go and bind, and through that binding, the drug will start various series of chemical reactions in our body, which ultimately will give you beneficial result. Now, once you understand this mechanism of physical nature of drug, you know, then now I'm coming back to you that physical, mental, and social, these are the three levels which have been mentioned in WHO definition. But to me, it is also not complete, you know, because the fourth and very important dimension, which is spiritual dimension, is completely missing in this, you know, and I want to bring that also. So in short, I will say that if a physical drug is for physical body, you know, there is something called mind. And for mental health, no, when we are talking about physical health, medicine as material medicine. For mental health, for medicine is the medicine for mind. And medicine for mind cannot come through some pill. Medicine from mind will come from meditation and yoga. And therefore, medicine for mind, I think, is very important. And physical medicine given for your body, both are important, you know, but the mind is above body. You know, mind controls your body. And I don't know if many readers may have known this, or you definitely would know the name of one of the great neuroscientists, you know, who invented the opioid receptors. An opioid receptor inventor, she actually missed her Nobel Prize because of her male dominance boss, you know, tried to snatch the credit from her. And she wrote an excellent book known as Molecules of Emotion.
I read this.
And Molecules of Emotion, I would recommend our friends, young friends, to read that. It's a wonderful story of research in neurosciences. And she actually says, in not exactly in the terms which I'm telling you, but the essence of that which I'm telling you is, she says that one day will come. She says one day will come when we may not require physical medicines to take inside our body. We will sit, we will meditate, and we will order, secrete, and your body will secrete all those chemicals which are necessary for you to get healed. So this is the power of mind to heal. And I think in modern medicine, we have completely undermined the power of medicine, power of mind to heal. See, it is my own conviction that I can get better, and that support is given to me by various means of yoga, physical and mental as well. So yogasanas also will help me to fix something at a physical level, but more than yogasana, my mind training, which will come through my meditation practices and my interactions with Guru, to get me that kind of a confidence level in my mind to handle my own body is extremely important. And this is a long drawn process. It is not easy, as I'm telling you, but this is something which is possible if you have a right Guru. So the transition from Adhyapak to Guru, the discovery from Adhyapak to Guru, I think young minds should start as early as possible. And I must tell them that this is not easy. You will be able to get hundreds of Adhyapaks. You will be able to get even hundreds of Upadhyayas. You will get very few Pandits. You will get very, very few Drashtas. And above that, getting Guru, you have to be very, very blessed. But you require your efforts to go towards it. And that is what the message I want to give. This will not come to you automatically. Like health will not come to you automatically. No doctor can give you health. No pills can give you health. If you want to have health, you have to make efforts for that. You have to be actively involved in the process of gaining health. And similarly, gaining your mind trained, it also requires a lot of effort. It's a long journey. And as I told you, I'm just a beginner on this path, but I must tell young people that this is very, very exciting. And I'm happy that Kaivalyadham-like institutes are showing ways to start walking on that path. They may come up to a certain point with you. Later on, you are alone. That's what you must remember and strengthen your mind, because that will get out of you not only this COVID situation, but from any kind of a situation once you know yourself well.
Thank you so much, sir. It was so enlightening, and we are so happy that you are, as a position of the Vice Chairman of UGC, there is someone there with such pradnya into the spiritual realm, because that is what ultimately matters. So on behalf of all the students, fraternity and the academics, I thank you wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
Thank you time for answering these questions, and I wish you all the best for all the endeavors which you are doing to get the Indian system, the Ayush system, in fighting the existing pandemics.
Thank you. Thank you, Subodhji. Just last word from me for all my young friends.
Please, sir.
I would like to recommend them to read Patanjali. Because I feel after reading many other books, if somebody wants to give me a list of top 5 books in the world, Patanjali will be one of them. And I think especially the science students, the humanities students, the students who are studying psychology and related subjects, they must learn Patanjali. I think modern psychology is incomplete because the kind of shades of mind and the chitta vritti, these terms, if you want to translate it in English, you won't find the parallels, because the understanding is extremely different and very, very depth. So they must read Patanjali to get that kind of a glimpse of a great knowledge what we have in our own systems. So thank you very much.
So I take inspiration from you, sir, and my promise, all the students who are associated and who will attend this program, Kaivalyadham will provide an e-copy of Patanjali Yoga Sutras to them as complimentary.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you
and
so
please
much.
Convey my regards to Tiwari ji, whom I revere really very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Thank you.